Hello! Welcome back! And a good day to you all. We're starting another session of our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle, Shadows over Kempten. Didn't have a stream last week because we needed a break week. But we're back today, ready to recap things and ready to get properly introduced to the Sept. Just adjusting something. Why is this doing this again today? Wasn't doing that last week when we didn't have a stream, so glad to know OBS hates me personally. I don't think it leaks on the stream, so it's fine. It's just the double noise thing again that I thought I had corrected. Didn't have that problem, and now I do. But again, it's my problem alone, and I will suffer. Also, do send me the description of the charm again.
Sure, thanks. Sure, yeah.
So I can note that down. We're back for another session. Previous week, the last session, we finalized all the details of the Rite of Passage. Raven showed up as the pack patron, and since then a week went by where our newly Cleafs had time to wind down, process everything, bond, learn a few important lessons from their mentors, and ready themselves for what's to come. And today they will be introduced to the Sept of Bloodfist for real. So I'm going to close that, but get this song out of the way. Alright, let's re-establish a few introductions, since we had to rush out at the end and went over a few things a bit quickly. You arrived at the Sept and were welcomed in by the Warden, who explained his role as the Guardian of the Sept, the Protector, and the leader during war times, or rather, during a raid, more specifically. It's his task to make sure the Sept is safe, its surrounding areas are safe. This massive Sky Singer man, Rhino's form, dressed in a lot of letters, some clothing. The Celtic symbolism etched onto his attire. Not only Garou glyphs, but designs and even the cut of the very letter. It brings out those cultural roots quite clearly. And he has a bit of an accent, which we might never figure out what it is. But he has an accent which, if this were being spoken in English, would be easily recognizable as Scott. Why would he be so far away from home, though? Is a mystery. The whole time, the Warden just escorts you in, trying to give you a good overview of the areas, the limits of the Sept, what is considered the heart, the bone, and all of the basics, really. He leads you into that massive groove. Huge clearing hidden away in the heart of Black Forest. There are about 3 common houses, massive wooden cabins, which probably serve as living quarters for the local Garou, and a more massive hall where you suppose feasts and important meetings and events would take place. And at the very center, a massive standing stone covered in Garou glyphs, standing right before a massive fireplace that is currently unlit. There seems to be further areas away from you. There's also a very small, what seems like a workshop. There's smoke coming right from the chimney. Sadly though, the warden was a bit in a hurry. Seems it's a busy day in the sept. The poor man definitely looks overworked. He has a tiredness to his face that it's hard to explain. Even in Krynos, the warden is pretty old. I'd say maybe around his 40s. Almost 50s, who knows? Which, for Garou terms, is pretty old. And given all the scars covering his massive body, it was definitely earned. He fought for those years. And yet, he still has a bit of a youth to him, energy. He is Garou after all. Age takes a while to really take in, but there is a tiredness in his eyes. A wear and tear. Maybe by age, maybe something else. But he calls out to another pack that's in the sept currently, not too far from you. He waves and calls out to one of them, this massive, completely black-furred Rhinosborn. And the fellow pack, 4 people, approach. The warden gives his excuses, apologizes for such a rushed introduction, and as parting words that I, in the hurry last session, ended up skipping over this, he does turn to Jakob with a smile, a nod. It's good to have more family around. I hope you settle well in this place. Hopefully we'll have time to catch up and maybe I'll give you a crash course on what following stag means.
Jakob gives the guy like a smile and a thumbs up and says, by all means.
Now, if you excuse me, he turns to the other pack, he nods, he looks at Hugin, the Rhinosborn, gives a firmer nod, mouths a thank you, and leaves. And as the pack turns towards you, 4 of them, 2 in helmet shape and assumedly also helmets, a wolf, who's probably also a wolfborn. It seems everyone is wearing their birth skin. Now, Rhinosborn, as I've previously described, has a fur such a profound black. The light has that effect of reflecting in all blues. His main eyes, the cat is being a troublemaker again. Hello. Literally just jump to shove her butt everywhere and jump away. Amazing.
Iconic.
His main eyes are a deep blue. Such a stormy look. And staring into them is like eyeing the storm itself. It's almost like there's clouds behind his eyes. Thunderous clouds. But of course, what really grabs your attention are the 3 eyes on the left side of his face. They're smaller. They'll move almost independently. Their sclera is black and their pupils are just this balefire green. Both hominids dress pretty similarly, that very punk and obviously queer aesthetic. Though the young man has a much more greaser look to him. White tank, leather jacket, tightest pants he could find in this neck of the woods, some boots. The girl beside him is dressed very similarly, but her jacket is denim and covered in patches. All sorts of patches and pins and whatnot, decorated to hell. She probably embroidered something. And there's everything. What you would expect. 80s punk. Punk grunge. She does have a beanie and sunglasses as well. And the wolfborn beside him has a very neat vest, even in his wolf shape. His clothes took when they changed to him. Has the very typical, like, stereotypical grey wolf. Sorry?
He's a wolf with a vest on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has clothing on. I think the music might be a bit too loud. He does have a vest on. Seems his clothes shaped to that instead of disappearing completely.
I mean, these people got style, gotta hand them that.
Oh yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. The guy steps forward. He has very messy hair. Just white. Completely white. And light reflects off of it, it's just shining. You don't think you've ever seen... You don't even know if you can call him blonde at this point. His eyebrows are still a bit darker. He doesn't have completely white eyebrows. There's still the faintest hint of yellow in his hair. It's very hard to notice. Eyes a pale, icy blue. His Fenrir is alright. Because you're not finding a silver thing in the neck of these woods, and hair white as that, yeah, that fur bled through. And he greets you. Well, off to a good start. Hello. I guess you're the new guys. I'm Julian. These are my pack mates. And each of them just nods, smiles at you in order introduce themselves. Karina. Karina Wicked Shot. Nice to meet you. She lowers the sunglasses to wink at you, then hands back in her pockets. The wolf takes a step forward, gives a sniff towards the pack, and acknowledges. Are both Rotha and Klaus in Lupus, or only Klaus?
I don't know.
Well, he would make a specific, like, nod to anyone in Lupus form. And the last one... Oh yeah, it does say... They call me Chases the Tail. Though, the two legs have taken to calling me Wolf Wren as well. That's also fine.
Oh, like the chemical?
He
I realize I've had my
looks
my
at
mic muted, I'm
you with the emptiest stare. He has no clue what you just said. He just looks into your eyes and tilts his head.
So, Rota would likely be in her breed form during this exchange, so she would be in Krynos.
Oh, okay. So he mainly acknowledges Klaus separately.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry about that. My mic was muted for the last 5 minutes. I was wondering why people weren't responding to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the
that
most
happens.
tragic
It's
thing.
because we secretly hate you.
Cat is back. And the last one, of
Yeah.
course. Oh, yeah. You're gonna disconnect my microphone. Stop. She is, baby. You were going to say something?
No, just that I acknowledge the lupus.
Yeah. And the last one standing a little bit behind the pack. Not that does much, he's at least twice their height, being Krynos. He nods. Hugin hides beyond the veil. Oh yeah, deed names, we're doing that. Julian. Julian strikes with courage. He smiles, and Karina just scoffs, like, good save. And they're just looking at
cool.
him.
That's cool. What are we doing here? Like, what's going on?
Julian scratches
And
the back
I?
of his head, looks around. I think we've just been put in charge of, tour guides. So I guess we're showing you around and explaining how this place works. It's fine, we're always helping the landkeeper anyway.
Oh, okay. That's nice of you. Thank you.
It's fine. I mean, you're the new guys, and honestly, we're technically the newbies too. I haven't been a pack for that long. It's been about 5-7 months, something like that.
It seems like a long time.
Well, I guess in Garou terms, I mean, we've been through a lifetime already. But I mean, compared to everyone else, we kind of are like, both our packs are the new kids on the blocks to learning the hopes. There's still a lot of stuff we don't really get. So, it's good to have friends. I mean, we're Garou. We should stick together and help each other out. We're all fighting the same battle after all. Only everyone could agree on that. And Karina just hits him with her elbow. Shh, stop it. No, listen. Fine, later. That's... They'll learn. Introductions first. You guys are...
I'm Torsten. Hi.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Rota. Hello.
Hugin looks at you and gives a very solemn nod.
Jakob tips like the edge of his cap and says, "Name's Jakob. Nice to meet you, folks."
Class. Yeah, class sort of nods, and yeah, says class, and then nods again specifically to the other lupus.
Well, it's great to have more faces around.
Alexander's been like restraining himself from doing the little happy pause from just sheer excitement at meeting new people.
Don't.
Oh my god.
Alexander.
You have
great
a
to
job in
meet
his
new
hands.
friends.
It's, great to see you. Oh, hey, you're the bear. You're the bear everyone was talking about. I think
Ian
we've seen you
Ursus,
around
"You're the bear."
yeah, it's great to see you. It's... I mean, with all due respect, it's just, most Gleeves now, they don't get to meet other, What was that word again? He turns to Corina. Kili. We call them Kili. Yeah, other Kili. It's mainly Garou around these parts. Well, there's the Korax, but they kind of, they're always there. I hear at least. They're everywhere.
Everybody seems to be making it like a big deal that I'm around, but I still don't super understand that yet.
Oh, he and Karina exchange looks. Well, you see, Hugin just cuts in, deadpan looks at you, because most of your kind is either dead or sleeping in the Umbra. The local bear populations have been extinct centuries, well, over a century ago, I think. So Guru aren't born in this region, and they haven't made efforts to come from other places. The fact that you changed and that your mentor woke up to mentor you, that's incredible. That is huge. That might be a sign of good change. Hopefully you're one of many.
I think the joy kind of melts into this like solemn, or not solemn, but like a sober sort of, I guess reverence would be probably the best word. Of like, oh, that does okay, yeah, that sounds like it's probably a bigger deal.
Well, I promise we won't overwhelm you with all the... It's tough being on the spot, he sighs. But hopefully your change is just a sign the world is changing for the better for once. That or the war is going to get a lot uglier, but we can have hope once in a while. Ernest marks. That from you? Damn, things really are changing. I hate... Hold on now. The whole time you're observing them, these guys seem incredibly comfortable with each other, just poking each other for fun, leaning in, just exchanging quips. They really do feel like a big family. So, Julian continues. I guess we're, well, down to basics first, how everything worked. Right. So you met the warden, I guess you've seen the elders, some others already. Well, besides ourselves, there are 5 other packs in here. We're one of them. We're the Mist Seekers. Me, I'm a Get of Fenris. Karina here is a Black Fury. Wolfren's Child of Gaia. Hugin here is very clearly Shadow Lord. There's besides us, 4 others. One of them's really never around. We haven't met yet. What was it they were called? Karina thinks for a moment, squints. Roadrunners. Yeah, the Roadrunners. That's what they call it. Yeah, that. Apparently they're couriers for the Sept. I haven't met them. I don't really know much. Maybe you could ask someone else. When you get the chance. Here they're pretty cool though. I think they have a Corex with them actually. They're the only mixed... Well, they were the only mixed pack. There's also the Wardens, the Sablebite Wardens. They're kind of the... Well, they're the Wormfolk pack, or led by the Wormfolk. The Keeper of the Land is also in that pack. They are not in the Sept right now. They're busy with a mission. And I was not given more information. Believe me, I tried. Karina leans in, puts a hand beside her mouth, like pretending it's going to cover anything. His uncle is the leader.
Ah. What does wormfolk mean?
Julian sighs deeply. Really? Fine. Yeah, my uncle's the Wormfoal. The Wormfoal is basically the attack dog of the Sept. He is the guy, well, if the Warden is the guy that stands ground and protects the Sept from incoming threats, the Wormfoal is the guy who goes to the threat and bites it in the jugular. Bet you never guess the auspice.
I won't. I don't know about. What Jacob? What's yours? Peppy.
Jakob's just gonna look to you and say, I'm going to. Okay. I'm gonna assume it's an Arun, right?
Yeah, good, genuinely good try. Here's a Philodox.
Huh?
Jakob takes a nod, looks towards Klaus, and looks back. Okay, I can see it.
Something, jury, judge, executioner. Yeah, I've seen my uncle fight. It's, we're not ready for the kinds of missions they do. Well, you did help them. That's a story for another time.
Okay.
He turns at Karina. Let's not make this about my family. There are a few people related in this app. It's mainly the Gat. Well, all the kinfolk around are ours, so. Bunch of families, not a lot of people turning, though, as far as I get. From what I understand, changes have been really low numbers. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, yeah, the Sablebites, they are the problem solvers on the Sept, and when they are having their downtime, the keeper of the land does her job. That is mainly maintaining the Sept, doing all the landscaping, making sure we have food, all of that. You probably met her keepers, though, the Trailblazers. They are the park rangers of Bloodfist. I'm pretty sure they're here today. In fact, so maybe we'll get you introduced. He looks around. Pretty sure I've seen them around today. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's everyone. Let's keep moving. And Karina just holds him by the collar as he tries to walk away. And she continues. There's Ravenous Shrike. Everyone's least favorite pack of... Let me think of something that's not a slur.
Oh, cool.
Nope,
As
they're not. They're... How do I put this? They're a bit older than both our packs, but they're also one of the youngest. They must have been going for, 1-2 years together as a pack. Might not sound like a lot, but they certainly think it is. Right now they're helping the Warden with some stuff. Probably helping with hunting today. Or something like that. So long that they're not here to be a bother. Look, the guys have a massive, huge stick up their asses. They think they're better than everyone. There's a Dak. It's because of guys like him that the Ghetto Fedmers get a bad rap, and I'm a Black Fury saying this. All of those bad things you hear about the Get, all of those things you already expect, and that are usually crap, he's that. Most of his accomplishments, of course, are not his, but, from his forefathers. Don't know if he's literally the grandson of some big shot warrior that was the previous Earl of the Sept, or if One of his many ancestors happened to be Jarl once, but he certainly thinks that makes him more special. And then everyone else in his pack is either just as difficult or are complacent on his shoddy behavior. He's a pain in everyone's ass. Unfortunately, they're competent, which a lot of times is what matters. Especially on an understaffed set. So yeah. If you're lucky, you're not gonna have to worry about them, but I don't think any of us are.
Rota is writing this down as she follows along, and she asks, what are the primary concerns of the Sept right now?
Well, defense is definitely high up on the list. We've had many raids in the past, all sorts, usually from Black Spiral Dancers. The evil werewolves, for any of you who don't know. I wish I could say we're not gonna... I hope none of us ever meet one, but it's useless. They're in the region, and sometimes they get brave. But, well, we're already over short-staffed in general. For holding back raids and hives of Black Spirals is... yeah, it's bad. There's a reason the Sept numbers are low, too. Mind you, it's been relatively peaceful since we turned up as a pack. But like I said, it's not even been a year, so... never know when things are gonna start getting weird. Other than that is surprisingly boring politics. Black Forest is one of those sacred places. It's one of the few reasons my tribe got over their grudges with the Get to help with the Sept. Black Forest is a treasure. It's mainly untouched. There are a few trails for hikers and tourists, but they are tightly controlled. They don't even go as deep as this forest go. We are protecting some of the purest places left in this world. The wild here is like nowhere else. Believe me, I've seen other places, and this is just... once you hear it, the heart of this forest beating, you get it. Why we're doing all of this, why we're fighting. Gaia is so alive in here. But you gotta keep it that way. I hear there's some talk about classifying as a national park. It's mainly our kinfolk, Garou kinfolk in general, that are working on that front. Other than that, we're just trying to grow the Sept, adopt any pups that need a place, expand, make the spirits in the region happier, give them a cozy place to hang, and hopefully make them happy enough with us. That makes protecting the forest easier. And most days, it's training routine, maintaining equipment, and hunting for food. I have a few crops as well, but mainly hunt. Oh, right, hunting. Yeah, you're part of the set now. You answer to, besides your own pack patron, to the Sept's patron, which is Boar. So... don't kill boars. That's a sure way to get in trouble. Serious trouble. Don't piss off the Sept spirit. Unless it's one of those worst case scenarios like a Gorgon. She looks to see if the word means anything to anyone. Sometimes spirits get, rather, animals get possessed by spirits, and things get a bit out of control. And they mutate into very terrifying things, and sometimes we have to put them down. So that's an exception. Borg would rather we free his children from any sort of pain than let them suffer.
Does ears perk at the mention of gorgons? And she says, these gorgons, are they, you mentioned that these woods are very old.
You're disappearing.
Oh, sorry. You mentioned that these woods are very old. These gorgons, do you know if there's a history of them here?
Well, they're more frequent than in some other places. Like I said, the wild is very much alive here, but sometimes the wild can get too chaotic. And some spirits will, well, spirit. I'm not saying it happens every other day. We don't have a Gorgon infestation, but it occasionally happens and we have to deal with it. So long it doesn't break things too much or doesn't run into a village and completely sunders the Fae besides destroying everything, it's all good. They're usually not that massive. Mainly just very pissed and very strong animals, but it's usually controllable, or so they've told me. I mean, we haven't seen a Gorgon in those 7 months, I don't think. It's mainly what I've heard from other people in the Sept, and well, maybe we'll find out soon, I don't know. Here there's worse things to punch. Sometimes Fomori make their way into town. So we gotta keep a close eye on Kempten at all times in the surrounding villages for Fomori infestation. The Fomori are humans, or were humans. So they got possessed by a spirit of the worm. And then they basically become demons. And it's nasty. It's really, really nasty. Julian shudders, crosses his arms, or more like he's holding his arms and just looks to the side. Yeah, they can be tough. But really, I don't think fighting them is the worst part. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get all beaten up, you're probably gonna go home with a few new scars. Really, it's just the malice. The way they just eat away at those innocent souls. They just corrupt those people from inside out, and it's just turn them into those things. It's... yeah. It's vile. It's really fucking vile.
It's an agreement.
But we don't need to bother ourselves with those dreadful things. Kempten's safe after all, everything is fine, we won't have to be dealing with it. For a while. Hopefully we'll see many more months without a raid or anything of the sorts. But yeah, spirits cause a lot of trouble in these regions. It's, well, wild. Spirits are strong here, abundant, diverse. And really, you don't know what that word means until you meet spirits. I barely get this. Hugin here is our crescent moon. He's the one who knows all the spirit stuff. But it's really a lot. It's interesting. The Shadow Lord just nods. But yeah, how about a tour? We can show you around.
Yeah, sure. Seems like this is part of it.
Right, so,
Sounds good to me.
I'd like
Yeah, what are
that.
the rest of the pack doing during this?
Alexander's very like intently listening, trying to absorb all this new information because his frame of reference is not present. So he really is just like taking their word at face value of like this has to be exactly the way that it is because I have no evidence to the contrary.
Thorsten is absolutely taking it the opposite way, even though he is about as educated about all of this. Where he's like, I will passively listen to this, but also I'm very impatient. He started kind of like stepping around with his feet, being like, okay, I want to go somewhere though. This is boring. I have to listen to this. Whenever there's a word he knows and like connects with something, he's like, oh, Gorgons, and it's like, oh, it's just weird monsters. Okay, no one's getting turned to the stone. That's boring. I'll stop listening now. These people surely have an opinion, but their opinion doesn't really matter that much. But it's nice to
Damn.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, sure. I'm done.
God.
Yeah, I think like. Oh,
No, I'm sorry if I killed the vibe by Thorsten not caring about the opinion.
No.
No, it's
That was
hilarious. I
wonderful.
love
That
it.
was fucking wonderful.
Good.
I wish I had the
If
willpower
anything-
to edit shorts out of this. This was such a moment.
Like, I'm sure that they have opinions, but I really don't care.
No, it's like, oh, I genuinely care, but they seem very kind of like stuck in their opinions, but also don't agree on their opinions in them. So, it doesn't really help anyone what they're doing right now. Like, they can show us what the houses is and then have the deep conversations with us in private. This is weird.
I'm gonna need to clip that when it's on YouTube, just so whenever I'm in a mood, I can just hear those words and resonate with them. It was so raw and so real. I love it.
Was Jakob going to do anything? I had you sort of go,
oh yeah, that wasn't. I mean, for most part, he was just like listening in. So yeah.
Klaus, sort of, ever since the mention of Boar, Klaus has kind of been definitely more sort of stepping from one foot to another, or sort of not looking, sort of looking down at the ground, looking off into the distance. And eventually he says, why does Boar not want us to hunt his children? Is he selfish?
Hugin steps in. Its spirits represent what they are in a very... It colors all facets of what they are. Their minds work different from us. Boar cannot be selfish because he is a spirit. Functions by different rules. Some spirits can be selfish, but in this case it's a matter of patronage. Say, what patron have you taken for your pack?
Raven.
And understandably, Raven would not appreciate if you killed his children or attacked the Korax. He represents them, they're his brood. Just like you would fiercely protect your pups at all costs.
What about
They-
scavenging?
Well, they're already dead. You didn't kill them, and nature runs its course.
Class nods and says, that I can accept.
We are beholden to Bor. He gives power to our cairn and our sept and blesses us as a whole. And in turn, we serve him, in a sense. We make his will, and it's a simple request. No killing boars. And being good hunters, and scavengers, and resourceful, and all of those things.
Thorsten just says, "Well, good thing I didn't kill a boar," and elbows whoever is closest to him.
Well, if that was before you joined the sept, it's probably fine. He thinks, he stops, all his 5 eyes look up to the side. Frowns. Yeah, should be fine.
I'm sorry, is that just DM knowledge, or should I be suspicious that he knows we've killed? Oh no, because we just joined. If we've killed a boar before, then
I mean, he's
okay,
going
that's
off
fine.
your comment. He's used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the back whipping, so he's like, I don't know if you did, but if you did before you joined, you probably are fine. He was
just better.
trying to be like reassuring. He failed miserably. He is not social.
Yeah, I could
attempt was
spot
made.
that one from a mile away.
Want to ask, didn't we also just like make trinkets out of the boar's bones or something?
I think Rotha may have turned some into runes, but that's a non-issue. That's not offensive.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have boar leather.
You do have boar leather.
I forgot about that.
Anyhow, Hugin sighs. And he starts leading the both groups ahead. I'll speak of what I know. This here is... He points to the massive standing stone. The heart of the cairn. This is where the energy of the wild is its most powerful. The local Get have a legend. The Great Fenris himself strike this place, strike this stone, something along those lines. This is their most treasured cairn of all their territories. This is where we usually hold moots and invoke spirits and honor them and leave offerings for the boar from time to time. It's mainly the keepers. Sometimes the Rye Master's duties. He looks at the rest of his pack. Right. Julian swiftly takes over, pointing at the cabins. Those are living quarters. Not everyone sleeps there. We stay there a few times. Sometimes we still do, but we got ourselves a place in Kempten, so we don't usually stay overnight in the sept. We try to be here on a daily basis. Our pack mainly handles protecting the town, I say protecting. We keep an eye on things. We look around, if there's anything weird we can deal with, we deal with, or otherwise we report and get help. It's been pretty uneventful so far. But if you ever need a place to stay, you can just, sleep there. There's not a lot of rooms, it's practical. Cozy.
I have a question, like out of character. Can Jakob see how many cabins there are? Kind of like get a rough estimate.
There are 3, but you would assume there's more than a single room in them.
Okay.
You would say
Alright,
there's
thanks.
probably like 3 or 4 rooms, if you're lucky. Don't know if those
Okay.
are all shared with bunker beds and all of that. You don't know if it's like single rooms. It's not very spacious, but then again, like he said, it's not like everyone is a Decepted at all times, every time, so it's functional. The main hall, well, usually just use them for feasts or when the Elder feels like, the Grand Elder feels like sparring speeches. We mainly do our stuff outside though, we usually brings the table out for moods, and we prefer to do everything under the stars. Though, sometimes it rains, so having I guess it's a meat hall, really helpful. Some people just lounge around to socialize, though. Over there, though, and they guide you on a further corner, away from the cabins in a more open space, you already hear the metallic noise. Metal striking against metal, a furnace, the smell of smoke and embers is getting much stronger. It's a small workshop, and as you get close, the entire front is kind of like open. It's not just a workshop, it's a proper blacksmith. And there are two people inside. As you approach, you see this woman. She has the usual blacksmith apron and gloves. She's wearing light clothing considering the weather, but then considering she's inside a fucking furnace of a place, she doesn't need a lot. She is dripping in sweat while you're standing outside in very cold temperatures. It's gonna start snowing soon, as I've mentioned. But getting close to the blacksmith definitely warms you up a bit. And further back in the shop, you can see there is this big white Krynos, white furred, actually working the furnace while she is apparently repairing some sword. She sees you guys approaching and waves her hand.
I wave back. This is the coolest place yet, what the fuck? Why do they have a blacksmith?
Did you say that out loud, or?
Yeah, I forgot to switch character voice. I just said it all like this. Yeah, I would.
No, just
talk
want to
about-
make sure before I
No.
answer to something you might not want me to.
Absolutely no. He will stupidly sound like, "Why the fuck do I have a blacksmith?"
Julian has the proudest smile on his face because we're Get Fenris. Listen,
Okay.
we
Are you born without claws or what?
Corina is howling. Corina has her hands over her stomach. She loves this. Okay, he's my favorite. Julian sighs, subjected to her antics daily. We're show-offs. We're show-offs. We like our weapons. We like making our own armor and clothing. We like that.
Oh no, that's like super cool. Sorry if I.
Oh, you can get stuff done here if you want. I mean, if you bring your own materials, you don't even have to pay anything.
Okay, can I make stuff here if I wanna?
He looks over, motions at the woman working the forge and, waves a hand. I forgot her name, let me check it up.
By
You
all
forgot
means.
the name of the hottest character you've introduced so far?
Why did
You
her
say
name...
that in the. You say that in the presence of the pin and patch lesbian? Who are you?
I said so far.
It's a
But
tough,
then
it's
that's
tough... Listen, it's a woman covered in sweat and rust.
Fair enough.
And is
So
objectively, by
useless.
definition, buff as hell.
I mean, to be fair,
Right.
Corina is also pretty buff. She is the Aurum. I did not mention that, but she is the Aurum, so...
Does
No, she's
does
smart.
Karina swing a hammer all day long?
Well, you
God.
haven't seen a hammer, so you're gonna have to ask.
Your people are For one, your people I'm judging you, but also affectionate. On the other hand, this is fucking Lee's game. I don't think a character here has been described as not huge and buff.
Yeah, I was,
No, not
fair,
everyone
yeah.
is huge and buff. Julian is absolutely not huge and buff. He is a fucking twink.
Yeah, he's Roy Batty. I'll stay at that. He's young Roy Batty.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely right.
The white-haired guy from Blade Runner.
No, you are on point. That assessment is on fucking point.
Thank you. So he's
I-
also incredibly attractive. Thank you.
I am trying to find a picture of him younger. Stuff.
Not gonna lie, the way you described the hair gave me fucking Game of Thrones vibes.
Oh,
I wouldn't. I like that less.
Wait, so
Fair.
is it all? It's like an all white pompadour? Is that what it is?
No, it's not a pompadour. He's not. He's
Oh.
not about the gel stuff. He's not letting that stuff touch his hair. And in this world,
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably produced by Pendex, so it's better if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So no, his hair is wild. It's very. It's much more anime spikes than pompadour.
Oh.
I said the
See, I
clove.
took
the
the
cloves.
greaser too far.
Yeah, no, the cloves are greaser. Not. He doesn't go that far.
Oh my god, I'm getting
He's so
major
greasy.
Billy Idol energy right now.
Ah, flock of seagulls.
He's so greasy.
Yeah.
This picture is very good. I did make a peek crew of him. Although it's not perfect. Still trying to scribble him, but it's hard to get his face right.
that is actually just young Roy Batty. I love that.
It is just it is young Roy Betty. And we love that for Yeah, everyone is hot, but in different ways. I have multiple times, listen. That said, he motions to the woman at the forge, and her sheet keeps changing this against my will. I mean, she has a sheet mostly so I can have her name down, remember it.
Are we getting into sheets already? I thought it would take longer. God.
I mean,
Yeah.
any name NPCs have a sheet, whether they're filled
Whoa!
or not.
Damn.
I was gonna retort, but I'm gonna be forgiving.
Oh,
You get the shit fairy later.
You walked into it.
No.
You have no one to blame but
You
yourself.
walked into it.
she
You
walked,
walked
into a sheet.
on it. Enough. Hugin breaks the fourth wall, looks at all of us and says, enough.
That makes-
Just some of his eyes rolling around towards to face the camera.
I was gonna
The
say
three
like,
supernatural eyes looks at the camera and says, stop. Next bit, please. So I don't know if Yuri is going to catch this reference. It's from all Jello strings. They were making a joke Yam was not vibing with. She just said like, next bit, please.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't know that one, but good.
Anyway, he waves at the woman at the forge. Miss Kranz, you give us a second. And she stops what she's doing to make her way over as you also approach. She greets you all. Guys, this is Francisca. Francisca Kranz. She's our, well, resident everything, really. Handy woman. Mainly the blacksmith, though. She smiles, give him a little punch to his shoulder. She looks to be, like, in her 30s, somewhat. Oh, stop it. Hello. Seems we have a few new faces on the set. Heard we'd be getting a new pack. It's nice to finally meet you.
Nice
But,
to meet you too.
Can I do anything for you today?
Oh, you just have a really cool workspace.
Oh, why, thank you. I oversaw the whole project. I needed it to be on point. Could do with a few expansions, but it's good enough. It's a start.
If
You
I
built
like,
this place?
Sorry?
You built this place?
Oh, not on my own. No. I put the strong shape-shifting people to do all the heavy lifting, but I projected the whole thing. No, I'm just skin folk. I don't turn. I'm not Garou. Well, gotta help around. And any of them are yet to best my skills on metal crafting. Well, although, what is his? I made so many characters, I keep forgetting their names.
No, you're so valid.
She looks over her shoulder. It gets easier when they get used more. She looks over her shoulder, points to the big Krynos man in the forge. Though Shapes the Spirit there is getting really good at it. Maybe the next blacksmith. Once I decide to retire.
Jakob kind of like waves his hand to the big wolf, the big white wolf.
He
That-
looks over. He has a bit of a shy look. His ears spin back.
oh,
Shrugs a bit, but he just gives a wave. And then goes right back to focusing on his tasks.
how much fun do you have with hearing us fall in love with everyone in real time?
It's happening more than I expected, and I feel proud of my work.
Just two people basically at the same time being like, "Oh, he's shy." Ah, no, he's cute.
Oh no, he's baby coated.
Pathetic.
He's baby. That's no.
He's
Is
my
it
shy
Francis-
little son. He likes blacksmithing.
I'm loving how this is going.
Autism be damned, my boy can run a blacksmith.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if that ain't it though, if that ain't it. What's I going to check here? I forgot.
Can you? Is it Franziska with a Z? Like the
Yes.
German. Yeah. What was her last name? How would you spell that?
Let me grab her name and
Let me grab her. Sorry,
I mean, you
No,
can
he's
just
first.
shoot
He's
your
first.
shot.
we're gonna be normal.
Are you? It's
Let me tell you, the play-by-post
Oh,
is
no,
going to
it's-
get wild after this session.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I feel like some play-by-post might not be possibly public.
We're not gonna have furry ERP in the play-by-post in public, please.
No,
You
we're not.
say that when you know what kind of thing Blarg as a player of a previous game has commissioned me. I don't trust a single one of you.
See, I feel like I am called out specifically, despite the fact that you invited all the people in this game.
I mean,
You also
Correct.
I know my people.
you also call out this poor person specifically as if you're not the person who gets updates from me about drawing him character art.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I made Jakob's shirt sluttier. It's important.
Yes, yes.
To be
that is
fair, look
important.
at your character. Look at the
Yeah.
art you made for your character.
Yeah.
This is a hot people campaign. Everyone is hot in one way or another, even the fucking elderly ladies.
Mm-hmm.
It is so hard not to imagine everyone as hot. I have no idea what fucking Rafa would look like as a person. We had a small discussion what Klaus would look like as a person.
Don't worry, you're
okay.
still going to meet a black spiral dancer, maybe.
Apparently.
Yeah, just
Filthy.
Klaus is just this grimy like 150 small little thing, and I still think
Yeah.
that's cool.
150 is not small. Oh, wait, 150 centimeters or pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, 150 centimeters.
Ah, I don't know what that metric is.
It's like 5'1" or something.
Yeah.
We've gotten off topic.
As usual. No, it's fine. You're still going to meet Korax. It's all goth boyfriends and girlfriends and they-thems. It's fine. It's going to be incredible.
No, it's just under 5 feet. Is
Yeah, it's
for
4'11".
Yeah.
Anyhow, Francisca. Oh, yep.
Sorry, what was the conversation going on between Francisca and the others at this point? Because before we just fawned over how...
Yeah, she's just explaining, like, she made the forge, she handles, like, equipment and gear. She helps with those needs and other stuff. Technically, the forge can also be used for, talismans. Because some Theurges might like their metalworking. Which is a good hint at Shapes the Spirit name.
Jakob's actually gonna look at her and ask, "Say, are you the one that patched up my truck when I rolled in here?"
She stops, she thinks. Oh, that tart little thing. Yeah, I help with that. I give it a little push. The folk over in Kempten, gave me some help. Probably met them, right? Moritz, Oh, This is fine. Don't worry about that. No, it's something inconsequential that I notice about another character that will not affect this in any way. But she says, yeah, Moritz and Gita, the two over on the town inn, they give me a little help.
Well, Jakob's gonna smile and say, "Well, thanks a lot for that. Wouldn't want to let my beauty freeze over in the side of the road."
Pretty nice ride. Well, but you'll get it back in shape. A little bit more repairs, maybe a few upgrades, and it'll be running smooth.
Where were we?
But
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask if I can. Okay, I'll borrow your fire sometimes. Maybe if I have some idea.
You're more than welcome to. I always take any Garou wanting to do any work really.
Nice. I don't know how much help I would actually be. I don't know how to make weapons, but
well, I've already taken Shapes the Spirit as my apprentice. What's one more?
It's like double the amount, I think.
If you want to learn, I can teach.
God fucking damn it.
Rotted.
It is. I hope you all noticed that he basically said, "Hey, be a stupid little shit and make your stupid little jokes if you think of him."
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's Ragabash.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, at any time, if any of you want to work the forge or need anything done or repaired, see me up. I'll help with anything I can. I'm always glad to take apprentices. Definitely makes things more lively around here.
I'll absolutely take you up on that.
Maybe, I'll tell Shapes to give you a hi once he's done with work. His a little keeps to himself. You know, it is sometimes, growing as born, just grow up tough, get it tough. Growing up, it's a little skittish. It's a nice kid.
I heard.
He seems very sweet.
During this time when the attention is focused on other things, Klaus is going to be surreptitiously trying to smell everyone of this pack that we've met. Not necessarily like you don't have to describe what they all smell like, but just to put it away in their in their little brain smell library of what people look like.
Oh, absolutely. They don't mind it if you approach Wolfren. He's probably going to more actively do the same.
Good.
Give you a proper wolf greeting.
Names,
That said, whatever the
they're
gayest possible perfume is what Julian's wearing. It's the most flamboyant and obvious choice, which I wouldn't know. I'm not a perfume person. I'm a cologne person.
Yeah, definitely when it gets to Julian, just like...
Karina just nods. Julian is not pleased. Wolfren shrugs. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious considering I think both Klaus and Torsten have the musk flaw. And, and Julian is what everyone is worried about.
We're both smelly.
Fucking playboy fucking ass smell.
Flaw? Oh my god!
I mean, musk is not a problem in the sept. It's mostly a problem, like, around normal people. Werewolves don't mind. Unless you decide to be a fucking playboy and wear cologne, then everyone fucking notices. Most people here smell of grass, let's be real.
Valid.
Well, I guess the two in the fort smell of rust and metal, but that's also hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all agree that that's pretty hot.
Hey, that's hot. That's hot.
Francisca continues. I think his packmates are around.
What pack does he belong to?
Oh, he's one of the what was it? She looks over to the other pack, and Julian says, "Trailblazers. They're the pack rangers guy. I think Shapes there is their T-Urge. I think. The Trailblazers, there's Sangs the Wild alive. He is the master of, he's the master of Howl. I'm pretty sure he's a scout. Sorry, that's our word for Galliard. He's, Gibbosman. He's the storyteller. I think they also have a Black Fury. He looks over Karina, who gives him a very confident nod. Yup, Maria. Maria promotes the change. She's the only helmet of the pack. So, she handles all the, like, actual park ranger calling institution sort of, park rangery. I don't know much about that sort of job, but she does the job so her packmates don't. There are two Lupus and Krynos born. Ice shapes the spirit. And there's Adakis, honors Gaia's memory. He is the grandson of... I don't remember. She was something like... Maybe she was the Master of Challenge, I think. She was also Lupus, but she, I've heard some stories. She was a very brave pup. Was mauled in a raid. She was the sole survivor, and she was strong woman. She died a long time ago, though. Gaia's favorite child, I think. But, he's the living memory of his grandma, and he's pretty solid, park ranger. With all of that said, before we move on, I think this is a good moment for our bio break. Because it's been a bit.
Alrighty.
So,
Nice.
I'll give everyone time to hydrate, go do their needs, and we will be back in a minute. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Seen a few.
Welcome back. We have returned from our break. Could have changed the music for the break, but Didn't think about that before, so oops.
Oopsie.
So I don't overuse this. This is a bit much, but you know what? Actually, rest. It's win line with the set theme. So, you move on, unless anyone wants to say anything else to the blacksmith, of course.
No.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Alright, then you move on along. They take you further into the sept, near where the cabins and the big hall are. And they point to a few directions further into the woods. Over there, you find a path leading to a rocky cliff. There's a very small waterfall nearby. Not just trickling down some stones. That's the cave where the Rite Master stays at. She may basically camp inside there. She doesn't usually like visitors. But if you have any business with her, she's over there. And a bit further to the opposite direction, is, well, it's our sacred grounds. It's the, they had a specific name for it, and I forgot what it was, and I'm gonna quickly check. Because I remember them having a specific name they used. But he basically goes on to explain, it's basically our cemetery for all the fallen heroes, previous Jarls and packs and septimates, all of that. I mean, thankfully it seems like we haven't had many recent deaths, so most of those are pretty old, but yeah, it's our place of remembrance, where we spend some time keeping the memory of the ancestors alive. It's very important to us to get. I don't know if there are any non-get offenders buried there. It's until recently, until a few years back, the sept was exclusive. We didn't take in other tribes, from what my uncle told me. But yeah, over there is a glade for our fallen heroes.
Klaus sort of goes up to the what was his name? The lupus?
The lupus chases the tail.
Chases the tail.
Our wolf friend that works too.
Wolfram, yeah. Yes, chases the tail. And asks, do they not eat their dead?
His eyes go wide. More than a year perk around this statement. We don't do that. We absolutely do not eat. Nope. Very bad idea.
Why not?
Oh boy.
Wolves eat other wolves?
We are not wolves anymore. We're Garou, and cannibalism is very dangerous to us. That's, well, besides all the offensive sensibilities to the Homids, it's also a sure way of corrupting us. We don't eat fallen Garou. We don't eat humans. Ever. That's all very no. That's very bad. It's bad for us. It's bad for the spirit.
Even if they are dead already?
Yep. They usually get burials or just let nature run its course. Each tribe has its
But-
own culture around the dead. You're Red Talon, yes?
Yes.
I haven't heard much of what your tribe does with your dead. Probably a lot less ritualistic than other tribes with lots of homids. But as Garou, we're part of a culture. We belong to this new world. It has all those things that just give people hope and appease their hearts when they're down. They have a lot of rituals, and I know too well that at first it all feels very pointless. I had to learn my own tribe's culture, and it was confusing, frustrating at times, because they put a lot of meaning that's not objective in there. It's not based on what's just there, it's what they feel, and they can feel a lot of things in a lot of different ways. No two Garou rage the same way, I guess. And that's how the Get do. Standing stones and great stories, all of that.
Klaus sort of looks at the ground and for a moment is silent and says, "But it is when you say let nature take its course, it is part of nature to eat them, is it not?
And we let
It
the
did not
other animals
feel-
do that.
It. I don't feel corrupted. It did not feel like corruption when I ate my sister.
No, that's not the same thing. We can't eat Garou. We can't eat humans. Neither of those. It's not the same as eating a dead animal.
Humans are not dead animals? This is. What?
It's... He lowers his ears, looks down. It's a consequence from the impersion, from when we did eat the humans. And very bad things happen because of that. In a sense, you could say the humans are as strong as they are now and have as many big cities as they do as they have now because we ate them. To an excess. Now, it's a pathway to a darkness in our hearts.
Klaus just is silent.
Hey, it's fine. It's difficult. Coming to terms with all of those things after return, there are still things I get very hanged up on. Still trying to get used to the town, walking around on two legs, it's a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, it's weird, but you know, you get to learn and see some very cool things and meet very interesting people. Humans are confusing, but they're fun.
Torsten has shown me how to paint.
Oh, really? He lights up. He looks very pleased, very happy. And he looks at Torsten. So you're a painter? Oh, I'd love to have a painting session sometime. I'm still trying to learn. Karinam has shown me how to do it.
Who?
Karina takes a step forward, gives a hey.
I mean, I'm not really. I just like doing it. So I guess I am a pain. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. She laughs.
Hmm.
Yeah, do things for the sake of things. Come to learn the Lupus are really good at just painting from the soul. Kind of impressive.
By the
I
way,
mean-
I sorry.
No, please talk.
Pardon me. By the way, like while I said class goes over to chase the tail, it's very much. It's not necessarily like a let's have this covert conversation on the side. It's just sort of talking openly and that kind of thing. But I am just, he's another Wolfborn. Of course, I'm gonna go to him.
Oh no, absolutely, I got that, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I
But-
got that too. I have a comment for that conversation. It's coming. Don't worry.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But yeah, no. Klaus did a good job, and it was really fun.
Hmm.
This-
Jamaica, she stops, she thinks. Painting date? That sounds weird. We should hang out and drip some ink at some time.
Yeah.
She stops, she looks around you. Speaking of, I don't suppose any of you have inks?
I've no, not really ink. I've painted shit. I have ink at home.
Tattoos,
off.
tattoos. I mean, tattoos.
Oh, I have some. That
Oh.
problem.
Oh no, cool, that's very good for you. You were planning getting more?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know it's harder now?
How? What?
Yeah, apparently there's a whole thing with, getting them to stay. But, our bodies just regenerate them away. But, there is a way. If you ever need that.
What?
If you ever want a tattoo, I can help.
Nice. You seem like the person to go to for that.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It was meant as one.
Alexander leans over to Peppy and goes, "What's a tattoo?"
Peppy just kind of points to, how should I put this? He points to one marking on the side of his arm that just kind of looks like, what would he have tattooed? Kind of a skull with an axe going through its head.
Yes.
Fucking
Whoa.
full moon.
And he kind of takes a moment to figure out how to put this. Body markings, boss.
Oh. So like runes. But yours is a picture.
Well, what are runes like for you?
Usually like carved in and infused with spirits as well. Sometimes, not always.
Well, this was sort of carved in, though more like with a needle and ink. And Jakob looks at the tattoo again. I mean, it's been fading for a while, so I doubt there is a spirit in there.
I could always get one. I mean, there are tattoo talismans. They're pretty cool.
Alexander nods, but in his brain, he doesn't understand the difference between like a tattoo needle or a sewing needle from a pine needle, and that's what he's imagining.
Very sharp
Such a
needles.
such a
Very
beautiful comment.
weird, strong needles. That's odd.
I love that for him.
The trees here are really built different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You stab people with that? Interesting, interesting. I feel like at all times we're teaching Alexander all the wrong lessons.
Yay. Who was talking about like the putting spirit talismans?
Karina.
Alright. Yaogan looks to her and asks, "Is that like healthy?"
She opens her mouth, she stops, she closes it again, she thinks, and she just turns to Hugin, who sighs. It's a talisman, it's not harmful. Unless you manage to trap something, I don't know, a bane into your skin, that would probably leave you very, very, very tainted by the worm. That could have some side effects, but otherwise, it's as with any talisman. You infuse your gnosis into it and you use its powers. It's safe as much as any talisman is safe. So most of the time. Julian shrugs, I just have a gun.
Yo.
Yo?
I was just dumbfounded by that fucking comment. Like, that doesn't seem very werewolf to me.
It's a magical gun. It's a talisman
that's
as
better.
well.
What's it do?
From my understanding of what was explained to me, it hurts more. Also extra useful on spirits. This would usually do nothing on them, actually. But, very good for shooting spirits as well.
It hurts more than a regular gun.
Yep.
I already hurt like a lot, I think. Why?
Because the stuff we fight usually need extra potent stuff to hurt. I'm not shooting just any average Joe with this, mind you. I'm not gonna shoot a random passerby with this thing. No. I reserve that for, like, corrupted spirits and monsters and other sort of stuffs like that. No, I don't. I try not to shoot people with this.
Okay, try is bad. Try is weird already. And you call yourself a show-off? Okay.
He does pull the gun out.
No.
And on the side, it has 3 engraved glyphs. It looks ancient. It's very, very old. The signs of wear and tear and time just cover it. It shows signs of having been renovated since then. Restored. And the glyphs definitely look more recent, but this is a very vintage model.
Cool. Torsten takes like 3 steps back.
Well, he definitely does not point it at you regardless.
Oh, that is not the point.
I know.
Good.
He runs the fingers.
Yeah, Alexander does kind of just like hide a little bit behind Torsten.
He takes you
Yeah.
with me, like, one arm out, like, no.
Does run
Close
his
to?
fingers along the.
I gotta ask, close to? Are we 3 people
Oh,
spot?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's all like step 3 steps backward all at once.
We just scuttle away. He pulls out a gun and we scuttle like fucking rats. We're like, no.
He raises an eyebrow and Corina just facepalms. He eyes her, he eyes you back. Should have seen her shotgun.
I wanna.
Don't worry. If no Fomori attack us again, you won't be seeing it. But yeah, he puts it away, realizing what's doing. To everyone. Old family heirloom. And my uncle kinda did it over for me. Made a little gift. I wish he didn't need it. Gaia knows I don't like these any more than you do, but they said we're not punching tugs on street corners. We're fighting things that usually have about 5 mouths. Lots of teeth. That's a very sharp teeth.
You know, I can see the logic of that.
Sometimes keeping the distance is useful. Don't want to get bitten by one of those. Ugh. Terrifying. Should have killed the last nest of them, though. Should be free of the threat for a while.
Last nest of what?
Fomori. Sometimes there's a lot of them and they nest. Usually in some abandoned building, some basement somewhere. It's nasty. They spread corruption everywhere. They hunt the people around them, try to corrupt more people. People go missing. It's all sorts of bad. And yeah, it's the only time I fought alongside my uncle. That was before we had a pack. It was freshly changed, and well, get offenders. We believe the best way to teach our young is to throw them into the fray. So I tagged along. It was. I wouldn't mind not doing that again for a while. I'm proud of what we did. I'm proud of myself as a warrior as much as I can be. But I'll be happier if we can stop those things from manifesting.
Jakob's kind of like taking it in, just nodding as the guy talks about his war adventures / crimes.
This kid was sent to fight like a bunch of Fomori, not having even been through his Rite of Passage, which I guess counts as a Rite of Passage because get a fucking Fenris.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has some scarring you cannot see.
And that he
So
isn't covering up with perfume.
Well,
Sorry,
Oh, no, go ahead.
Nah, I was just about to say sorry, I interrupted someone.
Oh, yeah. I think that Alexander is like being in a cemetery, kind of like
he didn't
a little
speak
bit-
straight to it, but he pointed where it is and explained.
Hmm?
You can keep going.
Okay. Being in a cemetery, he's kind of like a little bit more aware of the people that are looking at him from where he is. Just because of he just like feels like something is different about this space here in a way that is not as friendly as he normally encounters in visiting the set. Is there anybody that like has any sort of bead on him here, or is there anything that feels like off to him here?
In what sense exactly?
Like
Like spiritually or
spiritually and or like I guess what is the word that I'm looking for? Like an old grudge sort of like a
oh,
Gural being in a Garou cemetery is the what I'm getting at.
I mean, if you're asking for anyone's reaction, then no. No
Okay.
one is like eyeing you. It's only the two packs here. It's only those four people. And
Oh, okay.
none of them are actively like staring at you or anything. Like they're just reacting to the conversation, but none of them seem to look at you specifically or hold that vibe.
Mhm.
I want to follow some bit more silence, of course, like the whole like respect and all of that, like mournful, but no eyes are on you specifically, not for that reason.
Okay, cool.
Then again, these guys are as young as you are.
Right. I think that is though something that is kind of on his mind because I don't know for certain that Helena would have divulged all of the reasons that that would be on his mind, but I'm sure that that is adjacent to her explanation for why the Gural haven't been around very much recently.
Oh no, she would have definitely tried to help you understand that because she would know that like, well, this can come up.
Hmm.
She would have explained.
Yeah.
Well, that's most of the gist of it. You can hang around the sept anytime you need to just wind down, talk to people, and get work done. Sept is always taking help. Mainly maintain this place as best as we can. Think of it, I guess, as a little farm. Even if we don't have large swaths of crops or anything. Let's start a barn and small ranch or something. That could help with food.
Uh, yeah, Jakob's just gonna say, well, hey, thanks for giving us the tour.
No, it's fine. Ask if you ever need anything, help with anything, or any pointers in direction. Like I said, should all just help each other out as best as we can. Grand Elder, Grand Elder has been saying that a lot, and I agree that the Garou needs to stand more united. There's been a lot of petty grievances and squabbles and infighting, and it only broke us apart, so should do better than that.
I think that it would benefit everybody if we did a little more of that.
Yeah. Should all help each other out, just work together, make sure everyone's got a little bit of support. And hopefully things won't get any worse, but there's been some strange winds blowing. To be honest, it feels comforting to have another pack come in, more people around. It's just this odd feeling. It's been lingering for a while now. I don't know if you guys felt it yet, but I don't know, it just feels like something's coming. It's been that ominous feeling over and over again.
Jakob's gonna look around at his pack and ask, have you been feeling anything weird lately?
I mean, there's been a lot of this has all been very weird.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did have a bit to deal with.
I think we've all been
Um,
learning a lot, but I don't think that there's anything that's wrong.
During Klaus's visits back to its pack and sort of looking around the area and things like that, they definitely would have like taken time out of their downtime to make sure everything was okay, make sure that there's nothing like dangerous happening, or try to take a survey of the area. Would they have noticed anything
Roll
different, anything odd?
Primal Urge and Intelligence.
Okay, Primal Urge and Intelligence. One success.
That's
Hey!
enough. Yeah. Now that you think about it, objectively, the forest was the same. There was nothing wrong, nothing dangerous to your pups. The trees smell the same. The places you marked were still marked. The same prey, the same family. And yet, you couldn't shake this feeling. Almost as if you were standing in a different place, even if you knew it wasn't. It's just that tingle in your chest that something just is wrong. It's like looking in a mirror and know that you're looking at your face, but it's just different. In a way that you can't recognize. It's uncanny.
To the pack, I nod and say, the forest is different. Sick, perhaps?
All of them look at Hugin. He thinks it's not just the forest. He eyes Alex. Perhaps we ought to take a look one of these times.
Yeah, I like helping.
I don't know if sick is the right word here. Something spiritual for sure. Something is changing in this region. I feel like the gauntlet has been... It hasn't thinned, but sometimes like it's easier to cross. It's like the spiritual side is awake, shaking. I'm not sure what that means. It's just a feeling. It's like suddenly noticing a breeze, but by the time you notice it, it's gone. It's hard to have a good grasp on it. It's not sickness, it's not corruption, it doesn't smell like the worms. I don't know.
It's
Maybe the wild is just too active. It's not necessarily bad.
It is... I don't know how to say it. It calls to me a little. A tug in my stomach.
Yep, I get what you mean. Everyone felt it. Has been... He looks over his packmates. Wasn't there some weird rumors going around? People seeing weird stuff in the forest. Julian shrugs. I mean, aren't those just the cryptid weirdos? I mean, it could just be a gorgon or a materialized spirit good in it. I mean, yeah, weird stuff in the forest. We're weird stuff in the forest. We're werewolves hiding in the forest. Hugin seems completely unsatisfied by that answer. I think it would be wise if we all kept our eyes open for any strange happenings, be it Kempten, in the forest, or in any of the surrounding villages. Just keep an eye out. Those are strange times, I feel. I don't know. It's like you said, a tug in your stomach. Glad to hear an unteared say that, though. Makes me a little bit more sure I'm not the one going insane here. But it was just being sensitive to the Umbra. I don't know if that's reassuring, but that's the information.
As long as things are not going wrong and posing a danger, that is all that I want.
Well, it's not dangerous yet, so guess we can rest assured for a little while. Spirits haven't really been able to tell me anything. They don't think they're sure they know what I'm asking about. They feel those changes differently, so getting the message across is tricky. Well, let's see. Anyhow, we should get you guys introduced to the other pack, to the people left of the other pack here. Don't know if any of the elders are available right now, but yeah, it's been a pleasure knowing you all. Glad we have more people with us.
I've never been with this many friendly people in such a nice place before. This has been a real treat, and I appreciate it a lot.
We try our best to be welcoming, I guess. You know, families are very particular about hospitality. Well, I guess not to the degree of the Sky Singers, but we like to treat our guests well, and our family above all. The others can be a little less, well, not always friendly. Some of them are understandably tired. They're much older than us. They fought against some really weird shit. They're old. So sometimes they're just a little short on patience, but they're nice. This is a place of really nice people. Yeah. Hope we can all
Humans
build our
get
home.
tired when they get old?
Do what get tired?
Do people and
Oh yeah.
creatures, Keely, do they get tired when they get old?
I think everything does. Animals, people,
Huh.
Garou. Time wears us. But we get less tired than people do. Humans do. I mean, look at Gran Elder. She's the eldest of us all, and she looks pretty fine. Pretty strong for her age.
I just didn't know because grandmother is the oldest person I know, and she doesn't seem very tired.
If that's Alexander's honest opinion, he is the purest child.
Yeah, That's Alexander's honest opinion mixed with the fact that Helena and the Jarl are the two only old people that he knows. He hasn't
True.
seen anybody else long enough for them to grow old.
True, absolutely true. And most of the other elders are still in that threshold where they're getting near their 50s or 60s, but they're Garou, so they're still not that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still
They're
pretty
like the uncles
young.
and aunts that are younger than your parents.
Yeah, pretty much that, exactly. Perfect descriptor. But on the mention of Helena, he's like, oh, right. Yeah, the other girl. She's impressive.
She's very smart.
I haven't had the honor to talk to her, but she looks very intimidating.
I think she's been very sweet.
Well, you are her student or something.
Oh God, what is that word?
Listen, it's fine.
They know it. And in universe they would have used that word.
It's there.
Exactly.
It's been manifested. Not in our brains,
Exactly.
but it's there. And I was going to check it the other day, but I forgot. And it wouldn't have made a difference because I probably would have forgotten anyway.
Yep. See, I remember what her title is of Burijan, but I don't remember what his title is.
Because we say it more often.
Exactly.
Because half the time we refer her as
It's not
that.
just Cub, is it?
It might be. Listen, it's fine. It's not that important.
Yeah.
Just semantics and formalities. It's fine. Point is, no, yeah, she is impressive, and she's, from what I've heard, ancient. I don't know how that works for them. Garou don't live that long. Hugin is just looking to the ground, arms crossed, thinking, just mumbles to himself. It would probably be amazing to be able to just crack her skull open and see all of that knowledge inside. All the things she must know. All the secrets of those years. Must be an impressive collection. And his entire pack just gives him the look. Most Shadowlord thing he said so far.
I'm sure that if you ask nicely, she would be happy to talk to you.
You think? Would she?
I think.
I'd love to try, but I don't want to bother.
I mean, you don't seem like the sort who takes the easiest route, but I think asking her is probably easier than cracking her skull open.
Oh no! I didn't mean that. I mean it was. Corina just pats him on the back. It's fine. You're Shadowlord. We get it.
If you'd like me to kind of put that stone in motion, I can try and introduce you.
I don't know. I mean, Wolfram just takes a step forward. We would love to. I'm very interested to know all the stories she has. Zagaliard, I'd love to hear that.
She knows a lot of really good stories.
Well, so long it's not a bother to her, we'd love to be introduced.
I don't think it would be.
Great, then it's set. Hugin just nods appreciatively. I feel like as people, Wolfren and Alexander just fulfill the same roles in both packs.
Mm-hmm.
As friends.
The friend.
Yeah,
As friends.
the social grease.
The happiness.
Yeah, the happiest. Literally,
Yeah,
the
so-
happiest bear and chases their tail is.
I mean, it's
fucking pure.
Theo of story, but yeah, it sounds like that. It is an intentional pun.
Yeah, fair enough.
With that, you walk back into the sept. Chit-chattering, getting to know each other a little more. You see two other Garou coming your direction. Or at least you think they are. No, they are because they would be walking around in Lupus.
Hmm.
And Wolfren just motions towards them and like, oh, that's the other two from the Trailblazers. The ones honors Gaia's memory and sinks the wild. I think they're the ones that found you when you both changed, or all three of you. Maybe he looks over the gonna mainly looking at Alexander and then Klaus. Escorted you back, weren't
Oh.
they?
I haven't seen them in. I don't think since then.
Yeah, their job is more to scout out and solve those things. The others more in charge of teaching part.
I think that he tries to make a sort of an attempt at either waving or trying to get their attention.
They come towards you.
Hey, how have you guys been? I haven't seen you since you pulled me out of the woods so long ago, or it feels like so long ago.
One of them, another Grey Wolf, steps on forward, nods, makes a sort of like bow in your direction. Greetings. It's nice to see you all in one piece. Seems the Rite of Passage went awfully well. Welcome to the Sept. And it's good to see you two are doing well. Looks at both Alexander and Klaus. Been adapting well?
The rules of being a Garou are odd.
You can't say that again. They are. You get the hang of it.
Supposedly, we are the warriors of Gaia, but we are excluded from some parts of the natural process. Don't understand.
Tilts his
don't-
head. What? What do you mean?
I don't understand. It's you. There are rules about what you can and cannot eat.
Wolfren
You-
interjects, gives you like a desperate glance. Looks over. Yeah, we were explaining boar and stuff.
Yes, the boar. I mean, and like, Klaus is definitely very clearly about to just go off into a big thing about boar and being like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Ah, yes. Yeah, that takes a while getting used to. Spirits are... what was that word? I don't want to say finicky. I don't mean any disrespect, but they follow their own rules. They have... Well, I guess it makes sense. Mother wouldn't want her pups eaten, even if it's part of the natural cycle of things. Since we are friends with Boar, we cannot eat its pups. I guess. It's not that big of a deal. There's plenty other game on the forest for us. I mean, we're kind of doing the population control, so...
I get that how that's natural, but also like, if that's the whole thing, maybe don't eat anyone's children.
Then we interfere with the natural cycle. We work for Boar, in a putting it into human words.
Mhm.
We don't work for the other spirits. Technically, it's... Well, just like in nature, we all do our part. Predators and prey exist. And like I said, we are also doing population control. Trying to have less human hunters. Some animals just overpopulate.
Just wanted to say that humans do that too. I don't think you would call that natural.
Well, so long they know what they're doing. Hunters aren't always bad when they know which rules they have to follow and which season they're allowed to do things. Otherwise, things overpopulate and disrupt the entirety of the forest. Sometimes, some humans step over those boundaries and kill things they don't need for either sport or their ego, and they get a few broken bones. In a protest in the middle of town about poachers. That was Maria's call.
Class like snorts like sometimes.
It's a rare occurrence in Black Forest. And we've been getting less and less of that. We make sure of that. Some hunters are allowed, but they have their respective hunting zones. They have the animals they're allowed to kill, how many, right seasons. Anyone outside of those rules gets a nasty beating. If they're
Good.
lucky. And if they're lucky, it stops at that. Really, most of the time I just have to scout people for littering, though. Which is still pretty bad, but less worse. At the end of the day, we have to try and find some semblance of balance, harmony between things. And let nature run its course.
Thorsten just does like a full open mouth, just stare at the sky, like thinking, just like okay. That's their guys' kind of thought process behind this. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, I thought that it was like a bored like yawn as you were explaining it, but that makes more sense.
No, I wouldn't be that rude.
Well, I was gonna say like either one is kind of on par for Torsten.
Well, you all get the ropes. It takes some trial and error, but you understand how things run, and soon enough you'll have your own problems to be dealing with and solving. There's always something happening around the region. Spirits running wild, the occasional Spire Scout, possessed creature. Those things happen. There's a lot of nice stuff happening in Kempten, I hear. I don't spend a lot of time in town, but Maria tries to keep some contacts, organizing stuff. The rest, Sept, the kinfolk, all do that. A lot of Was it the humans called it? Festivals? Your version of a moot, I guess. A lot of stuff to just be more Gaian, I guess. The city is growing. Sorry, you were saying?
I just said cool. That's
Oh.
all he wanted to say to each. Was like, yeah.
Oh no, I
Okay.
couldn't hear, so.
No, just cool.
Well, we try. Some days it's the best we can do. If you need anything though, we'll do our best to help if we can. Hope you feel right at home. And he looks over at Alexander and Klaus. And if you just have trouble fitting in, we'll do our best to help with that too. We know how difficult it can be at first, how everything is just new in a way that's not intuitive, just a lot of thinking to do and doesn't always make sense. But it has its place. I'm gonna just say I love Klaus's speaking avatar. It's just so cute.
Sorry, the my keyboard is a little clicky, so it keeps on.
Yeah,
picking
it's
up.
fine. It's not making a lot of noise. I just find the avatar absolutely adorable. Just yapping the mouth like
Yeah.
it's very
It
adorable.
does warm my heart to see.
Just
It
perfect.
is very good.
Perfect creature.
But yeah. If this conversation has run its course, I don't know if anyone else wanted to talk to them.
Oh yeah, they're about to say their farewells.
The only other thing that I have can be done out of character later on, so.
No worries.
But it's like soon as they say their farewells and we start walking again, it's important to me that Thorsten, like, while walking, bends down as far as he can towards Klaus. Just like, hey,
Yes.
Klaus. When, just so you know, when I like fucking beavered and you're hungry, you can eat me, yeah? Just like, it's chill.
Klaus nods happily. Thank you, and you too, and of course, the same to you.
Nice.
It is natural.
I don't think I've ever eaten wolf before, but I get the sentiment. Like big thumbs up and just gets back up.
I get the sentiment.
Yay!
I don't know if I should be concerned. Oh, I love that interaction. Said it in the most Bonauer way possible. I love
But you
it.
fully know I don't do that on purpose because I wouldn't know.
I know, and that's even more appreciated because you're doing so well.
I think Klaus is just like, thank God, someone else gets it.
Someone is normal.
Someone else is normal, other than these weirdos.
Finally, something we can agree on. Post-mortem cannibalism.
Nothing is funnier to me than like Klaus and Thorsten, who are like the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to like their engagement with the natural world. Both, I think, having kind of the same weirded out reaction to the rules and kind of hypocrisies of
exactly.
the Sept. I love that we're both like from different sides being like, this This doesn't seem fully thought out and correct, but okay, whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I love this a lot, actually.
Interesting rules. Kind of dumb though.
Interesting
Yeah.
also that it's the Ragabash and the Philodox who are having a problem with rules. This couldn't be more perfect.
We're doing our job. I forgot we're not on the guided tour anymore. We have to decide ourselves where we're going, I think.
It's fine because I was just giving you space to do any further roleplay, cause we are closing now. Closing time.
Oh yeah.
So, any further considerations? There's 3 fucking motorcycles in a row and just went blasting on the street. I'm going insane. Sorry. Anyone wants to add anything before closing remarks?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Correct.
Nothing that could also be done next time. Like Torsten would ask what we're gonna do now, but we can do that next time.
Yeah, we can decide over
Yeah.
the weekend. Start off already having a direction. It's fine.
Yeah.
Also an option.
Because this was meant as a more slow introductory session overall. Just present a bunch of NPCs, the lay of the land. With like, oh, there's this stuff here. You can go to these people for those things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start introducing plot threads throughout the next couple sessions, starting from next session, to also give you a direction. You will be hearing stuff to start on investigating.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Quest time.
So this really was meant to just be the session where we name all the things, do all the necessary exposition, and get the ball running. Now that we are just familiar with our new home.
Yeah.
And-
We've finished the tutorial and we've just been introduced to the hub world.
Yeah, basically. You couldn't be more on point. And a few seeds were already sprinkled over the
Yeah.
overarching meta that's happening. So I guess we're gonna be seeing more of that. That is... I have a few ideas from where we're starting. There are plot hooks that are gonna take a bit to appear that I am very excited for. So I'm very curious to see what awaits us in the next couple of sessions. Your quest will truly start, and you will get into a lot of spiritual bullshit.
Looking forward to it.
Things are gonna get weird.
I just want to say the seeds haven't been the only things sprinkled this game.
Hmm.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Well, well,
Someone had to.
I just feel like because of the time differences, we all kind of collectively have 50% less brain cells,
Oh yeah.
and we have to rub them together really hard.
It's
Uh,
1 in the morning. We can't do anything but horniness and piss jokes anymore. I'm sorry.
Not the
Yeah.
only thing that we're rubbing together really hard.
oh god. Next
Ow.
bit, please.
I just walked right into that. Okay.
Yep, yeah, no, that was a finely laid trap. Congrats.
I really have jokes about Torsten and Klaus eating each other.
That's...
Honestly, that was pretty peak.
I love that. I shouldn't, but I love that. How to bond with your fellow
that's such a great,
werewolves.
like, 2-panel comic.
I would eat
That's
you
just
if
like-
you died.
It's only polite.
It's all,
You know.
yeah, you know.
It's what I would want.
Yeah.
When I die, please eat me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Don't
I
let
didn't.
me go to waste.
I didn't beg you. I'm sorry. I was like,
No,
I'm
that
more
would,
than willing.
that would be Klaus.
No, I mean, to be
Oh,
fair,
like-
you didn't request, you were offering yourself. Yeah, you can eat me if I die.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't care what these weirdos' rules are like. There's a natural cycle of nature.
I can't wait for some of us to die, and us having the actual fucking situation where we have to decide who is eating? Who's eating them now?
I don't think that's. I don't know if that's what you should anticipate for the campaign, but you know what? Absolutely.
It is. Thorsten is gonna die of prion disease.
That's so. And that's why you have to hunt the
planning to eat
deer.
all of us? I just asked, are you planning to eat all of us?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know.
in a
I
second
wouldn't
way,
want-
no worries.
Okay, good to know. I just didn't want to be discriminated against.
I forgot, are we still on air?
We are interesting.
Oops.
Oh, okay.
Interesting bonding tactic. We're I'm gonna make a few notes on that. Ritualistic
What?
cannibalism. That's yeah.
So someone's arm gets chopped off by a Fomori or something. We're like, you gonna.
You're gonna finish that.
You
You gonna.
I mean, you should. If it's just an arm, you shouldn't eat it. You should get it back to just reattach it.
I mean, I could just like eat a chunk of my flesh and then let it grow back with my Garou healing powers. That's how it
That's-
works, right?
I don't know if that's how you survive, but you can absolutely try.
Oh no, it's an absolutely
Werewolf
objectively
form
bad
of the
idea,
Vinculum.
but like, oh my god.
Werewolf, werewolf Volderi? Anyone?
I was trying to not say those exact words. I was purposely pretending to not know. I was just, you know, I do not say. I pretend I do not see. But yeah, thank you all so very, very much. As always, incredible players, lovely characters, awesome interactions. Thank you all to our viewers who are both watching us live on Twitch. Again, a reminder, we're live every Wednesday, unless something happens and we can't. But otherwise, every Saturday at 8 p.m. UTC. And usually sessions go up on next day on YouTube when I don't forget to cut out the breaks and actually publish. But usually on the day after. And you can check the description link on YouTube for all relevant links and to find us online for next time. Thank you all so very, very much. Have a good evening, have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you all for our next story. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Doodles.
Bye.